Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for the second episode of our mega city project here in City Skylines 2. I took myself the liberty to complete the initial neighborhood here. I still have to do the pathways. As of this point I still haven't released the first episode, but I'm looking forward to your town name suggestions. So hopefully by the next episode we'll be able to pick one. My next goal naturally is going to be to progress towards Tiny Village, at which point I think we'll be unlocking the education. Yes indeed, so we'll be able to set up a school and therefore also start to upgrade our existing houses and businesses. Yeah, here we can already see lack of high skill labor. We definitely need to start educating our citizens. So while this is developing, I'm gonna continue drawing my pathways here. Oh, another person died. What a shame. They will have to be buried in another town. Oh, you know what? I just noticed as the houses actually upgrade, they lose the shape again. So they kind of rebuild. I guess we'll have to wait until the neighborhood has completely upgraded before we adapt all of the shapes. But you already know what I'm going for. It's gonna be no problem to come back to this and redo it. At least the pathways that I've drawn in between the houses should survive, and hopefully as the houses upgrade we also get more capacity for residents. I'm gonna keep going here with a little bit of medium density on either side I think, and a little pathway right here. And now what I would like to see here is some smaller living opportunities. Yeah, looks like we have a square. Let me see if we can build this towards the other direction. Yeah, there we go, that's what I wanted, and we are gonna keep going with a bunch of these. Maybe we can add a little bit of a larger one at the end and then still have the space for a pathway. Yeah, we can just bring this all the way through. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave this house be and do the same thing on the other side. So we have a whole bunch of smaller houses and then a larger one at the end. Okay, this is then gonna allow me to continue the road here as well and so on the other side. It's now time to add a little bit more industry. I'm gonna go in a little bit more aggressively now, and I'm also gonna finish the shopping here. Maybe we can get a little bit of a larger area in. Once I got the funds and the space, I'm gonna completely move the highway so it looks a little bit niftier. In terms of electricity, we're still doing fine, and so is the water and sewage treatment. I didn't see any complaints about the garbage just yet, so maybe it really wasn't quite necessary for a population under 200 people. Yeah, now it's just a little bit over 100 XP in order to reach the next level. I think we could potentially do that by installing some healthcare and then disabling it, but then we already have it in place once we need it. We need to keep in mind the upgradability of these buildings, so we need to leave enough space, and there we go, the next milestone unlocked. We now unlocked taxation and most importantly the elementary school and high school. The school is something I would like to set up immediately, and this one we're also gonna keep on running. Now let me see, high school, we cannot really put that here, but we could put the school in here if we turn off the snapping. Pressing the right mouse button we can rotate it to our liking and then just push it right in here. I'm gonna wait with the high school a little bit. We just need to grow one education level so that we can keep our businesses and jobs afloat. And then as for the medical clinic, I'm gonna disable that just yet. Maybe we also want to build a fire department or one of these, a cemetery. But then again, I don't really want to exaggerate with all the services just yet if we just end up disabling them. Our school has 2 employees for currently 23, 24 students and growing. So maybe now it's time for some more zoning. Let me see, this is even facing the right way. Thank you. Please, you too. Another one here and another one there. And what a surprise, they are all facing the right way. This might also give us the opportunity to add some apartment buildings. And of course, these are gonna be much more valuable when it comes to population growth. Now let me see, is there such a thing as this shape for an apartment? I just want to know what I can do with these guys. So a 3x2 is actually possible. Let's try to do that for both sides of the street. Just getting in a few apartments. Then I think it would make sense to add a little bit of shopping along here, just a tiny amount. Actually, let me see what they come up with if we do something like this. Yeah, looks like they built something bigger, but that might be really convenient to do the groceries for all of these apartment people. Oh wow, look at these buildings. They are huge. Yeah, they're definitely gonna increase my population by quite a bit. Let's see the ticker, 29 per hour at the moment. And what about the, yeah, we're still in deficit by quite a bit. Right, at this point we could probably get away with a little bit more industry. I'm gonna try to fill some of this up. The white overlay is not that great, I have to say. Always a little bit harder to see what you're doing. Now, when it comes to taxes, I guess we could go a little bit higher for the residential, or maybe across the board. We're just gonna increase that to 15%, and this should improve our deficit by a little bit. It's not gonna be as attractive to move into the city, but you know, the community just has to help us out a little bit. Yeah, I think we just have to wait for some of these buildings to actually fill up. There are a lot of people who can live here, contrary to these normal households, of course. So it looks like even though they upgrade, they're not gonna necessarily have more citizens. They're just gonna contain one family, which of course makes sense. We still have hearses coming in from outside the city, taking care of our dead people. This is also why I don't want too many citizens moving in at the same time. I want to avoid any death waves in case this occurs here as well. But I think we now have upgraded quite a few houses. All of these are level 2. This one here and this one is still level 1. Yeah, these guys here will also have to upgrade soon. I'm not too worried anymore since we now have access to the elementary school here. Good, I completed the apartments on this side and also added some smaller apartments here to fill up the gap. On this side, I think I want to add a park, and the same thing is going to count for this large area. This is going to be a park. Also, we might need to change the shape of the road here a little bit for the additions that we can make. There's an extension wing that we can just place, but there's also a children's clinic as well as a playground. And you know, having these things would be really handy. So eventually we're going to build the road around these. We're now almost 500 people in our beautiful little town. There's not much to go until we reach the small village stage. And I think I'm going to do this cheaply by adding a cemetery that I want to move in the future. So let's go ahead and snap this to the road. I'm just going to place it here and then disallow. Ooh, can I? Yeah, I can shut it down. Also, there are some extensions for this as well. But for now, I just wanted the XP that I'm getting from placing this. That's interesting. People can actually still work here even though it is disabled. Well, it's a good thing. They can pay me some taxes, you know. I just need 10 XP. That should be achievable by just placing a road. What was that? 3 XP. Can I do this over and over, theoretically? Yeah, check this out. Okay. Well, that would be stupid to gain the XP this way, but if it's just a couple of points in order to get access to, what do we have? Livestock farming. Yes. Stone mining, fire and rescue. We got the police station as well. So all of these things, I should probably go ahead and place the fire station. Let me see. The extension for the medical clinic I'm gonna make towards the backside. And then we can have here a fire station. This is probably also going to come with a whole bunch of upgrades, actually not too many, and it's not even taking up that much more space. That means right next to it we can also have the police station, which I think is also going to come with an upgrade, and that also doesn't use more space. However, just like with the other services, right now it's not necessary, and I'm not even sure if it's helping me. Well, enabling them might actually help our citizens to upgrade a little bit quicker. But looking at the stats here, they still seem to be on the upgrade path, and I don't think we really have to get that much into deficit just to have all of these services that are not really necessary. But it's a good thing to already have them in place. I'm not really happy with the placement, and also the shopping area is going to change a little bit. This here is more or less permanent, what I got going on with the residences, but I do want to integrate the services a little bit deeper into the city than just having them outside. But it's a good thing to already have them so the city doesn't crumble into pieces. Are you complaining about something? Not enough customers. Oh, jeez. Do I need more people? Well, I guess right now I also need a little bit more industry. Now, I don't really like how this is set up. I think I'm gonna go ahead and delete this road so that I gain a little bit more building space, and then all of this will become a little bit of industry. Yes, build my minions, build. Do something else here, please. Yeah, better. Wait. I just deleted an important piece of road that was actually hooked up to our power system. So maybe now it's time to redo this, hook it up to a different part. Okay. Power and water treatment still seems to hold up even with the increased population. Now, what's going on here? We got our first residential complaints. High rent. Okay, I guess we could now let loose a little bit with the taxation. Let's go down to 10% again for our residentials. With this next milestone unlocked, we now have access to each of the services so we can adapt them to what we actually need. For instance, the budget of health and death care we can reduce to 50%, and that would only cost us 4,000 now if we start to activate this. Let's actually see what happens here with our budget. We're now at minus 930, but we would have our own emergency vehicles now. Especially for education and research, I think this might be totally worth it, reducing this to 8,000 from 22 or what it was, and this only reduces the amount of students we can have, or maybe employees. I'm not even sure what it does, but we certainly don't need to spend as much. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this with all the active services. Fire and rescue and police is also gonna be defunded, but we are going to activate them just like that, and now we have our own services. How wonderful. We still have a little bit of a high rent problem. Let's now see if we need the high school. If we plop the high school down here, I think we should be safe. And since we reduced the educational budget, we should also be okay, at least for a couple of milestones to come. Ah, I see what it does. So the efficiency goes down. That means the building is currently underperforming. So decreasing education and research might not be as wise, so we can keep this at full efficiency, but of course 66,000 is way too much. Let me just see. Yeah, we do get a couple of students. I think this is the only way we can save some of these buildings. Another way we might be able to solve that is by making the citizens move into smaller apartments. Say for instance we add a whole bunch of very small houses, which should result in a little bit of a cheaper rent. And so I don't know, maybe the citizens are gonna move and make space for wealthier citizens. Currently we have 4 students enrolled. I really don't think this is worth it right now. Yeah, I'm gonna disable the high school just for the time being until we have enough educated people that can actually enroll. Ah, really, look at that. I think this actually worked. People have moved to these other houses, and so it didn't result in abandonment. Okay, I had a good look at this and I'm not really happy with the commercial district. I think I want to place this somewhere else. Also, the high school is going to have to move, and I just realized this is actually costly to move. So the next time we move it, hopefully it's going to be final. I also added a couple more houses here in order to wrap things up. Now we need to fix this issue with not enough customers by just growing the city. The heart of the city I want to be right here. This is where we're gonna build once we unlocked mostly everything. So I think what I'm gonna do right now is actually reshape this a little bit. I'm gonna dezone most of this. First of all, I wanna branch off from here, and then I wanna try to get a specific commercial building. Let me see. Maybe a 3x3. Okay, looks like 1 or 2 aren't doing anything. Maybe a 2x2 square. Yeah, 2x2 seems to be working. I want it to be facing the other way though. Come on, build towards the other way. You can do it. Boot, boot, boot. There we go, finally. Man, I had to bulldoze it like 17 times. Okay, now we can see the company almost meet and they sell food, but maybe I want something else. What I want to see is something for leisure for the citizens. We also already established that this road isn't quite gonna work. So I think what I'm gonna do is move this up a little bit further. Wait a second, if we downgrade the road here to something narrower, let me try that. Yeah, we're gonna go this way. And this will then allow me to add the playground to the school. And I think this is gonna be totally worth it. We're gonna do it right there. I mean, just look at this. It makes the school so much better. Road garbage? No, give me a pub. Just something good. Muttons. Nice. I think we just got ourselves a restaurant. It requires food and it sells meals. So this should be really nice near the residential area. I'm gonna zone some more commercial right here next to the school and the playground. So maybe we get a toy store. Oh, that would be perfect. Now wait a second, you're wasting space. Yeah, much better. Now we're gonna focus on upgrading these businesses so I can slowly replace this part and actually get some more residential in. I'm gonna add another road right here, and then maybe we can do something like that. Oh no, I think I just deleted one of the businesses. Oh well. Okay, all fixed now, but we got apparently another problem. I think I just killed the sewage connection somehow. Ooh, there we go, everything fixed. Now I want to see a really big shopping center right here. So this should be a 6x6 and hopefully 2 plots. Could we potentially get 1? I'm not sure. That's 2, 6x6 is probably too large. Okay, I actually got a big one, 5 by 6. Let's move this road a little bit. And this is gonna allow me to add another little something here, which should be good. This is still, yeah, this is still a restaurant. And what is this? Beverages and entertainment. Oh my gosh, it is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted to see here. And then this can be normal shopping. Now imagine this is not gonna be cramped as much. I wanna make a really nice road pattern here for the shopping, maybe with a larger roundabout. Wait a second, this is also beverages and entertainment. Not really what I wanted here, but I'm actually gonna allow it. Maybe it is not that bad. In the meantime, I'm getting the same building here on the other side. We just have to replace the road here quickly. And now I can do the 6 by 5 and no, there it is. Only took me 2 tries this time. Now this one here is actually gonna sell cars. That might be fitting. I'm gonna allow that. Your creator is gonna allow it. Oh, look at these guys. They just upgraded to level 3 out of 5 and the shape changed. Very nice. Others are following suit. Modest financial situation. These guys are wealthy. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be so much better. Petrol Pony Garage and the Crazy Colibri. They actually look exactly the same. Well, almost the same. But considering one sells vehicles and the other one is for beverages and entertainment, they should be slightly more different. We'll see what happens as they upgrade. Now we have some high rent issues, but the new neighborhood here is coming along. Now I still have the space for the children's clinic, and around it I think we can build some more housing. Now should we do this? Probably, yeah, around the school district this might look a little bit better. Let's see what they come up with if we do something like that. And maybe this one here as well. And the leftover we leave for a pathway. As a matter of fact, we can do this right now. Just connect the 2 pathways and make a crossing here as well. Okay, good. They're just making the narrow houses. Yeah, maybe 1 tile narrow is the only possibility with these buildings. Let me change things up a little bit. In this case, we're also going to add some of the other type. Let's maybe remove the first one right here on either side and replace it with this guy. I guess we could just have drawn over it. And there we now have 2 large buildings. Wonderful. Okay, I took care of the area, trying to create a more interesting shape than before, considering that the highway is still a little bit in the way. But in the future, I would like to continue this once we move the highway. We now have more buildings upgrading. These guys here seem to be taking a little bit longer, waiting for ambulance. Looking at my workforces, we have it quite balanced at the moment. In the whole city, there are currently only 12 open positions, and we currently have 18 well-educated and 2 highly educated citizens in the joint. By the way, I also checked out Adrian here. He is sat idling and actually totally unemployed. No, he is employed by now. He's got a simple job at Fabricio's. Where is Fabricio's? It's right here in the industry district. Now I think I want to leave this space here open for a park instead of a toy store, and we're gonna probably do something similar on the other side. Also, these places here, I would like to do something with these. But right now I feel like I zoned everything that I want to zone. Everything else is gonna be decorations or maybe some parks or service buildings. Electricity by now is running a little bit thin, but we're still doing good with water, so I lowered the budget there. Now personally, I would like to see another industry right here. Is this good? We might want to fix this terrain here a little bit. Just soften it out every now and then. Oh, now I completely broke it. Hold the phone. Yeah, we're gonna have a little road going into either direction, just slightly, and then I would like to see some livestock farming. Specialized industry, livestock farming. Let me see where we could set this up. Yeah, maybe just right here. How does that even look? No, this is not really what I want. Let me try this again. I'm gonna try to put it right here. And hopefully I'm able to claim some of this terrain along the road, all the way up to here and back. Okay, yeah, this is not looking too shabby, though maybe this could be flattened a little bit more. Hopefully I can do that now. Yeah, I can still shape the terrain so it doesn't look that weird. Maybe just soften it. Okay, this is already much better. I take that. Oh, what the heck just happened? They are just building stuff here now. Interesting. Okay, I have to make this area a little bit larger, but they do not really place the buildings the way I want them to. Yeah, this is not really good when it's on a slope. It was worth a try. I'm gonna build this somewhere else. For now, we can have some livestock farming right here, and we can actually make this quite large. Okay, I want to leave the same amount of space that I have left on the other side, and we're just going down like so. And then I'm gonna switch to a gravel pathway. Here I can now add the livestock farming, and I'm just gonna bring this along the highway approximately. You know what? Maybe in the beginning we shouldn't go too crazy, just get this maybe up to here. Now let's see what happens. Yeah. Just random building spawning. This is gonna be a much better spot. It looks like the number of employees here is slowly going up, and there's also another industry we could focus on, the stone mining. Definitely want to do that. Yeah, that's probably something I want to do later on, a little bit closer to the mountains. I mean, we could probably do it over here a little bit, just for immersion. You can technically build it anywhere. Now we already have 5 employees. Okay, very nice, I like it, and there are many more industries to come. Currently we have a population of 736 people, not too shabby. I'm still gonna play until we reach the next milestone, and then I think in the next episode, once we got the milestone and also the very important progression that we get from it, we're gonna be expanding the city and thinking a little bit bigger. Right now I just wanted this to be a cozy town, bringing us the first few milestones all the way up to Grand Village. There are still some people with too high rent in the city, but so far they always disappear. The medical clinic needs an ambulance. Yeah, you know, you're a poor city if that is the case. I'm gonna go ahead and add some more commercial here, and maybe on this side as well. Yeah, let me actually go ahead and do this right away. By now, I think it's time to activate our own ambulances. So this is occurring too often, some accidents, and I truly believe my citizens deserved it now. I hope they are at least grateful. Your creator has given! Yeah, right away we have one patient inside of the clinic. Very interesting. How is my guy doing? Adrian. He is unwell, though educated, poor. Yeah, what can I say? Fabricios doesn't pay well. Yeah, honestly, they're not doing well. It requires cotton and creates textiles. If we want them to upgrade, they need to get profitable. Company profitability, right? Okay, these are not doing too shabby, but then these guys here are doing too shabby. So I wonder, is it even worth having all this industry? Some of that has been there for a while. I'm also gonna activate the police because this one is actually rather cheap. Yeah, we're still below the 1000 per hour mark. I think we can totally afford also activating the firehouse. I wonder if that actually does something with the citizens' happiness. But we're now almost there, just shy of 300 XP to go. I still see a lot of houses upgrading as well as the shops. They're doing pretty good. You know, I think one problem we have is that we have more educated people than we have jobs, and this is causing the people to not have enough money because they will work a less educated job but not a higher educated job. And then if they live in an upgraded house but don't have the upgraded education level, they're just useless. On the other side, activating the high school right now is also not something I want to do. It's gonna cost me so much more money. Looks like right now we don't have any electricity. This is still producing the maximum amount. We could add a solar panel, or maybe we just add another wind turbine entirely. I think that might be the better solution right now. Let's get this as close as possible to the 5 megawatts. Not in city limits. Okay, I think right here is the best spot right now, and we just need to connect it up to our power. Okay, there we go. Yeah, give me the power. Now we should have excess once again when it comes to electricity, and so that means potentially we can save a little bit if we push this down to 75% or so. Let's see what happens here with the production. It should go down slightly, but you know, I'm just gonna keep it in the green and we save a few $1,000. In the meantime, this went up to 6 employees, but I do believe we can add more. Yeah, let's change the shape here, make this bigger all the way up to here, and this should increase our employee rate by a lot. There it is, milestone 4 unlocked, what I've been waiting for. Another 1 million credits for us, a whole bunch of progression points and map tile licenses. We now got the district creation tool, a production panel, so we can actually understand what's happening in our city with the industry. We got access to policies, also natural disasters got unlocked, transportation overview. low rent housing, that's gonna be good, and low density offices. We also unlocked the grain farming and forestry farming, transportation, and a bus depot. So we're gonna get started with that. And also very important, parks and recreation. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. All of this just for us. And this is gonna make things a lot better for the future. Alright, I would say with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.